Your life isn't stuck. It's music. Life as Songwriting and Dance, by David Russo. Introduction. Find the rhythm. Imagine your life as a piece of music, not a finished song stored on a shelf, but a living composition that unfolds with every breath you take. Each day adds new notes. Each decision changes the melody. Each experience alters the rhythm. Some days the music flows effortlessly. You feel inspired, energized, and clear about where you're going. The rhythm carries you forward, and life feels like a graceful dance. Other days are different. The melody feels uncertain. The beat feels off. You wonder if you missed your moment, lost your direction, or somehow fell behind. In those moments, it can feel as if life has stopped moving. But life is never truly stuck. Life is music. In music, pauses are not mistakes, they are part of the composition. A rest between notes creates depth and emotion. Without silence, there would be no rhythm, no anticipation, no beauty in the next sound that arrives. Your life works the same way. What may feel like stillness could actually be preparation. What feels like confusion may simply be a transition between movements in your personal symphony. Think of your thoughts as musical notes, your habits as the rhythm section quietly keeping time, your actions as steps moving across the floor of your life, and your awareness, your consciousness are the composer guiding the entire piece. Sometimes you follow music written long ago, beliefs you inherited, patterns you learned, expectations placed upon you. These old melodies may feel familiar, even comforting, but at any moment, you can begin to write new music. You can slow the tempo, you can change the key, you can introduce a completely new theme. You are not simply living your life, you are composing it. Like a dancer learning a new routine, you may stumble at first, you may miss a beat or step out of rhythm, but every movement teaches your body the music more deeply. Gradually, what once felt awkward becomes natural. What once felt uncertain becomes fluid. You begin to feel the rhythm rather than force it. This is the journey of conscious living. Not forcing perfection, but learning to listen to your inner rhythm, your deeper values, your authentic voice. When you listen carefully, life stops feeling like a struggle to keep up. Instead, it becomes a collaboration between your effort and the quiet wisdom already present within you. You start to notice something powerful. The music has been playing all along. The opportunities, the lessons, the connections. The moments of joy and challenge, they are all part of the composition. Nothing is wasted. Every note contributes. Even the dissonant chords, the unexpected tempo changes, and the quiet pauses help shape the beauty of the whole piece. Your life is not meant to sound exactly like anyone else's song. Your rhythm is unique. Your melody is personal. Your dance is entirely your own. So, instead of asking whether you are ahead or behind, ask a different question. What music am I creating right now? Because life is not a race to the finish line. It is a symphony unfolding in real time. And with every thought, every choice, and every step you take, you are adding another note to the masterpiece only you can create. Chapter 1. Compose your theme. Every memorable song begins with a theme. Before the instruments play, before the rhythm builds, before the audience feels the emotion of the music, there is a central idea guiding everything that follows. In the same way, every meaningful life begins with a theme. Your theme is not your job title, your achievements, or the roles you play in the world. It is deeper than that. It is the emotional tone and spiritual intention that shapes the way you live. Think of it as the message your life is meant to express. Some people live with a theme of compassion. Their lives become quiet songs of kindness, service, and understanding. Others live with a theme of courage, stepping into uncertainty and inspiring others to do the same. Some live with curiosity, exploring the world with wonder and openness. There is no single correct theme. What matters is that the theme is truly yours. Many people move through life without consciously choosing their theme. Instead, they inherit one from expectations, culture, or past experiences. They follow melodies written by someone else, wondering why the music never quite feels right. But the moment you become aware of this, something powerful happens. You realize that you are not just performing the music of your life, you are composing it. Composing your theme begins with honest reflection. Ask yourself simple but powerful questions. What qualities do I want my life to express? What kind of energy do I want to bring into the world? What do I want people to feel when they experience my presence? Your answers may come slowly, like the first notes of a melody forming in silence. That's okay. The most meaningful themes often take time to reveal themselves. Once you begin to sense your theme, you will notice how it quietly guides your choices. If your theme is growth, challenges become opportunities to learn, rather than obstacles to fear. If your theme is love, relationships become places of patience and understanding. If your theme is creativity, everyday moments become chances to express something new. Your theme becomes the thread that connects the many movements of your life. Of course, themes can evolve. A song may shift from gentle to powerful, from quiet reflection to joyful celebration. Your life can do the same. As you grow, your theme may deepen, expand, or take on new colors. The important thing is not to lock yourself into a rigid identity, but to stay aware of the direction your heart is moving. When your life aligns with your theme, something remarkable happens. Decisions become clearer. Your actions feel more meaningful. Even difficult moments begin to make sense within the larger composition. You are no longer reacting randomly to the music around you. You are shaping it? So take a moment today to listen inwardly. If your life were a song, what would its message be? What feeling would flow through its melody? What truth would it express? You don't need the entire symphony figured out. All you need is the first theme. Because once the theme is clear, the music of your life begins to organize itself around it, one note, one choice, one step at a time. Chapter 2. Learn the scales. Before a musician performs a beautiful melody, they begin with something simple, scales. To an outside listener, scales may sound repetitive and ordinary, the same notes rising and falling again and again. No applause, no audience, no dramatic performance, just quiet practice. Yet every great musician understands a powerful truth. Mastery is built in these simple moments. Scales train the hands, sharpen the ear, and strengthen the connection between intention and action. Over time, what once required concentration becomes effortless. The musician no longer struggles to find the notes, the music flows naturally. Life works in much the same way. Your scales are your daily habits. They are the small actions repeated day after day. The discipline to wake up with purpose, the choice to care for your body, the effort to focus your mind, the courage to show up even when motivation is low. These habits may not look impressive at first. They may feel slow, even boring. In a world that celebrates quick success and dramatic breakthroughs, the quiet work of daily practice can seem invisible. But this quiet work is where your strength is built. Every time you repeat a positive action, you reinforce a rhythm within yourself. You are teaching your mind and body how to move with greater clarity, stability, and confidence. A person who practices patience daily becomes naturally calm in moments of stress. A person who practices discipline daily becomes capable of great achievement. A person who practices gratitude daily begins to see beauty where others see only problems. Over time, these small practices shape the entire melody of your life. Without strong scales, even the most talented musician struggles when the music becomes complex. The fingers hesitate, the rhythm falters, and confidence fades. But when the scales are practiced deeply, something remarkable happens. When a new challenge appears, the musician doesn't panic, they trust their training. The body remembers. The mind stays calm. The music continues. In your life, daily habits create the same foundation. You may not always see immediate results, but each repetition is strengthening your inner rhythm. Each small effort is preparing you for the larger opportunities and challenges ahead. Think of your habits as the invisible musicians supporting your performance. They keep time in the background, allowing your creativity and purpose to shine in the foreground. So, do not underestimate the power of simple, consistent practice. Read a little each day, reflect each morning, move your body, strengthen your mind, treat others with respect and kindness. These are your scales. One day you will look back and realize something extraordinary. The life you once struggled to create is now flowing naturally through you. Because when the scales are practiced long enough, the music no longer feels forced. It becomes part of who you are. And from that place, your melody can rise freely, clear, confident, and deeply your own. Chapter 3. Repetition and Practice. Every great performance you have ever witnessed, whether in music, dance, sports, or art, shares a secret that most people never see. Behind the moment of brilliance lies repetition. Long before the spotlight, before the applause, before the polished performance, there are hours of practice, quiet, ordinary, often unnoticed practice. The same movement repeated again and again. The same rhythm practiced until it becomes second nature. The same notes played until the hands no longer hesitate. Repetition is not glamorous, but it is powerful. In fact, repetition is how transformation happens. Think of your mind and body like instruments learning a song. The first time you try something new, it feels awkward. Your thoughts hesitate, your movements feel uncertain, and your confidence may waver. But every repetition sends a message to your mind. This matters. Learn this. Gradually, something begins to shift. What once required effort becomes familiar. What once felt difficult becomes natural. The rhythm of the practice begins to settle into your muscles, your thoughts, and even your emotions. This is how mastery quietly develops. In life, repetition shows up in many forms. It is the daily commitment to your goals, the steady effort to improve your character, the repeated choice to show up even when progress feels slow. The first day you try to change a habit, it may feel uncomfortable. The 10th day, it still requires effort. But the 100th day, the rhythm has begun to live within you. Consistency turns intention into identity. A person does not become strong from one workout. A person does not become wise from one insight. A person does not become disciplined from one good decision. Strength, wisdom, and discipline are built through thousands of small repetitions. This is where many people give up. They expect immediate results and lose patience when change feels slow. They forget that every meaningful skill in life, every instrument, every dance, every craft requires time to develop. But the truth is simple and encouraging. You do not need perfection. You only need persistence. Each time you practice, you strengthen the pathway forward. Each time you try again, you deepen the rhythm of growth within you. Even mistakes become valuable teachers. When a musician misses a note, they don't quit the song. They adjust, listen more closely, and continue playing. You can do the same. Progress is not measured by flawless performances. It is measured by your willingness to return to the practice, again and again, with patience and determination. Over time, repetition creates confidence. The steps feel smoother. The rhythm becomes steady. The music of your life begins to flow with greater ease. What once felt impossible now feels natural. So, do not underestimate the power of showing up one more time. Practice your goals. Practice your mindset. Practice the person you want to become. Because every repetition is another note in your growing symphony. And one day, without even realizing when it happened, you will discover that the practice has become the performance, and the life you are living is the music you once dreamed of playing. Chapter 3.5. Listen to the masters. Before a musician creates something original, they spend time listening, not just hearing music in the background, but truly listening. They listen for patterns, emotions, rhythms, and techniques. They study how melodies are shaped and how different instruments work together. Through this careful attention, they begin to understand the language of music. Nearly every great musician begins this way. They listen to those who came before them. They absorb ideas, techniques, and styles. Over time, these influences become part of their own understanding, giving them the foundation to eventually create something unique. Consider the journey of Miles Davis. Before he became one of the most innovative voices in jazz, he spent years learning from the musicians around him. He listened closely, studied their playing, and practiced constantly. Only after building that foundation did he begin to experiment and develop the distinctive style that would influence generations of artists. The same pattern appears in classical music. The composer Ludwig van Beethoven carefully studied the works of earlier composers such as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Joseph Haydn. Through their music, he learned the structure and discipline of composition, yet he did not simply repeat what they had done. Over time, he expanded the emotional range and power of music, creating works that felt entirely new. Learning from others does not diminish creativity. In fact, it often strengthens it. Even modern artists follow this path. Songwriters like Taylor Swift spent years studying songwriting traditions, learning how stories can be told through melody and lyrics. By understanding the craft deeply, she was able to evolve her music across different genres while still maintaining her own voice. This pattern appears not only in music, but in every part of life. We learn by observing. We notice the qualities that inspire us in others' discipline, creativity, courage, kindness, persistence. These qualities become examples that guide our own development. Teachers, mentors, friends, and even strangers can become quiet masters in this way. Their actions demonstrate possibilities we may not yet see in ourselves. At the same time, learning from others requires humility. It reminds us that mastery rarely appears instantly. The people we admire once stood at the beginning of their own journeys, practicing simple skills and gradually improving over time. Their success was not sudden. It was built through patience, curiosity, and dedication. Yet studying others should never silence your own voice. The goal is not imitation, but understanding. Just as musicians learn from the masters before developing their own sound, you can learn from others while still honoring your unique rhythm. Influence is part of growth, but eventually influence transforms into expression. Bonus reflection: a dance from my past. There was a time when break dancing was very popular. The music was energetic, the moves were creative, and people everywhere seemed inspired to try it. Like many others, I learned a few break dancing moves myself. I practiced them casually, mostly for fun, enjoying the connection between rhythm and movement. One evening, after leaving a dinner with my parents, something unexpected happened. Outside, a group of kids were dancing. Someone noticed that I knew a few moves and challenged me to a break dancing contest. At first I was surprised. I hadn't planned for anything like that. But the music was playing, people were watching, and suddenly we were taking turns dancing. Each of us brought something different to the moment. One person would perform a spin or a freeze. The other would respond with a different move, adding their own creativity to the rhythm. Our styles were not the same, but that was exactly what made it interesting. We were responding to the same music, yet expressing it in our own unique ways. Looking back now, that moment feels like a small lesson about life. Just as dancers learn moves from others and then express them in their own style, people learn from the examples around them. We observe, practice, and absorb ideas from the world, but eventually we must step forward and bring our own voice into the rhythm. No to dancers move exactly the same. No to lives unfold exactly the same. What matters is learning the fundamentals, listening carefully to those who inspire you, and then allowing your own creativity to emerge. Sometimes life places us into moments we did not plan, moments that ask us to respond with confidence and originality. When we trust the rhythm we have practiced and the lessons we have learned, we can step into those moments with courage, and that is where something new begins. Because once you have learned from the masters and practiced the movements of your craft, the next stage of the journey naturally appears. You begin to improvise, you begin to create, and the music of your life starts to sound more and more like your own. Chapter 4. Improvise creatively. Even the most carefully written music leaves room for improvisation. In jazz, some of the most powerful moments happen when the musician steps beyond the written notes and begins to play freely. The melody bends, the rhythm shifts, and something new is born in real time. Improvisation is not chaos, it is awareness meeting opportunity. Life works the same way. You may begin with plans, you may set goals, outline routines, and design a path forward. Structure gives direction, just like a written score gives musicians a starting point. But life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Unexpected changes appear. Opportunities arise from places you never anticipated. Challenges interrupt your carefully arranged schedule. In those moments, you have a choice. You can resist the change and cling tightly to the script you wrote. Or you can listen to the music that is actually playing and respond with creativity. Improvisation begins with presence. When a musician improvises, they are not thinking about yesterday's mistake or tomorrow's performance. They are completely immersed in the moment, listening deeply to every sound around them. The same awareness is available to you. When you become fully present, you begin to notice possibilities that rigid thinking cannot see. A setback may contain a hidden lesson. A new connection may open a door you never imagined. A detour may lead you toward a more meaningful path. Creativity lives in that openness. Improvisation also requires courage. When you step beyond familiar patterns, there is always a risk of making mistakes. The rhythm might falter. The note might sound imperfect. But here is the beautiful truth. Mistakes are part of the music. Many of the greatest discoveries in art, science, and life began as unexpected moments that someone had the courage to explore rather than reject. Improvisation invites you to trust your inner wisdom. You do not need to have every step planned before you move forward. Sometimes the next step becomes clear only after you take the one in front of you. Life reveals itself through movement. When you respond creatively instead of fearfully, challenges transform into opportunities to grow. You begin to see uncertainty not as a threat, but as an open space where something new can emerge. This does not mean abandoning discipline or preparation. Musicians can improvise beautifully because they have practiced their scales, learned their instruments, and developed their skill. In the same way, the habits and foundations you build in life allow you to adapt gracefully when circumstances change. Preparation gives you stability. Creativity gives you freedom. Together, they allow you to dance with the unpredictable rhythm of life. So, when the music changes and it will pause for a moment, listen carefully, feel the rhythm of the moment, then step forward with curiosity. Try something new. Explore a different direction. Allow your creativity to guide you, because sometimes the most extraordinary moments in your life's song are not the ones you carefully planned. They are the ones you had the courage to improvise. Chapter 5: Harmony and Collaboration. A single instrument can create a beautiful melody, but when multiple instruments come together in harmony, the music becomes something far richer. Depth appears, emotion expands, the sound fills the entire space in a way no single voice could achieve alone. Life is much the same. While each of us carries a unique melody within, we are not meant to live entirely as solo performers. Our lives intersect with the rhythms, melodies, and energies of others every day. Family, friends, mentors, colleagues, and even strangers all contribute notes to the music of our lives. Harmony begins with listening. In music, harmony only works when each musician listens carefully to the others. If one instrument tries to dominate the entire song, the balance disappears. But when each voice finds its place, sometimes leading, sometimes supporting, the result is powerful and beautiful. The same principle applies to human relationships. True collaboration requires attention, patience, and respect. It asks us to hear perspectives that are different from our own, and to recognize that other people's melodies have value too. When we listen deeply, something remarkable happens. Understanding grows, trust forms, and what we create together becomes greater than what any of us could create alone. In life, harmony is not about everyone sounding the same. It is about allowing different strengths, ideas, and personalities to blend together in meaningful ways. One person may bring creativity, another may bring structure, another may bring encouragement, clarity, or wisdom. Like instruments in an orchestra, each role adds something essential to the whole. Of course, harmony does not mean the absence of disagreement. Even in music, tension between notes can create powerful emotion before resolving into something beautiful. In relationships, differences can also lead to growth. When approached with openness rather than defensiveness, challenges become opportunities to refine understanding and strengthen connection. Collaboration also teaches humility. No matter how talented a musician may be, the greatest performances often happen when individuals set aside ego and focus on the shared purpose of the music itself. In life, when we move beyond the need to control everything or prove ourselves constantly, we make space for something greater to emerge. A shared vision, a collective rhythm, a deeper sense of meaning. Your journey will always include moments of independence, times when you must listen closely to your own inner melody. But there will also be moments when joining your rhythm with others creates something extraordinary. Communities are built this way. Teams succeed this way. Families grow stronger this way. The music of humanity itself is an endless collaboration. So as you move forward in your life's composition, remember this. You are not just a solo artist performing for the world. You are part of a vast orchestra of human experience. Your melody matters. Your voice is important. But when it blends with the voices around you with kindness, respect, and openness, the music becomes richer than you ever imagined, and together, you create a harmony that resonates far beyond any single note. Chapter 6. Timing and Pacing. In every beautiful piece of music, timing is everything. A note played too early can disrupt the melody. A note played too late can weaken the rhythm. But when timing is right, even the simplest sound can feel powerful and complete. Great musicians understand this deeply. They do not rush through the song. They trust the tempo. They honor the pauses as much as the notes themselves. Life follows the same rhythm. Many people struggle because they believe everything must happen immediately. They push themselves to move faster, achieve more, and arrive sooner. When progress slows, they assume something has gone wrong. But life is not meant to be rushed. Just like music, it unfolds through timing and pacing. There are seasons of action moments when energy rises and movement feels natural. These are the times to take bold steps, pursue opportunities, and bring ideas into the world. Then there are seasons of quiet growth. In these periods, progress may not be visible from the outside. Plans develop slowly, lessons deepen, strength builds beneath the surface. To someone watching from afar, it may look like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, everything is preparing for the next movement of the song. Nature reflects this rhythm perfectly. A tree does not rush its growth. It does not force its branches to stretch beyond what the roots can support. Instead, it grows steadily, season by season, strengthening itself over time. Your life deserves the same patience. When you push yourself beyond your natural pace, exhaustion replaces inspiration. The rhythm becomes chaotic rather than flowing. But when you learn to move with your own timing, energy begins to align with purpose. Balance becomes possible. Effort is necessary, but so is rest. Reflection is necessary, but so is action. Just as a dancer cannot move continuously without pause, your mind and spirit need moments of stillness to recover and refocus. Rest is not a failure of discipline, it is part of the rhythm that sustains growth. Sometimes, what feels like delay is actually perfect timing. A lesson may not make sense until you experience the right moment. A relationship may not appear until you are ready to appreciate it. An opportunity may arrive only after you have developed the strength and wisdom to handle it. Trusting timing requires patience, but it also brings peace. When you stop comparing your journey to someone else's tempo, you begin to hear your own rhythm more clearly. You realize that your life is not late, early, or behind schedule. It is unfolding exactly as a living piece of music does, moment by moment, movement by movement. So, listen closely to your pace. Work with dedication when the rhythm calls for movement. Rest when the music softens. Reflect when the tempo slows. Because when you honor the timing of your life, something beautiful happens. The melody flows more naturally, the rhythm becomes steady, and the dance of your life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like music. Chapter 7. Choreograph and Plan. A beautiful dance may appear effortless to the audience. The movements flow gracefully, the transitions feel natural. Each step seems to appear exactly at the right moment. But behind that elegance lies careful preparation. Before the dancer ever steps onto the stage, someone has choreographed the routine. A choreographer studies the music, imagines the movements, and designs a structure that guides the performance. The plan does not remove creativity. It provides the framework that allows creativity to shine. Life works the same way. While improvisation and flexibility are important, direction matters too. Without intention, our energy can scatter in too many directions. We move constantly but arrive nowhere meaningful. Planning gives your life structure. It helps you decide where you want to move, what matters most, and how your daily actions support the larger vision of your life. Think of your goals as the choreography of your future. They map the stage you will move across. They outline the steps that gradually transform your ideas into reality. Each small action becomes part of a larger sequence leading toward growth and fulfillment. But planning is not about controlling every detail. Even the best choreography allows space for natural expression. A dancer brings personality, emotion, and interpretation to each movement. The structure provides guidance, but the performer brings the life. Your plans should work the same way. They should guide your direction without trapping you in rigidity. You may set goals for your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth. These intentions give your life focus. They help you invest your time and energy in ways that align with your deeper purpose. Yet life will always introduce unexpected rhythms. Circumstances change. New opportunities appear. Lessons reshape your understanding. When that happens, your choreography can evolve. The goal is not to follow a plan perfectly. The goal is to move forward with intention. When you plan thoughtfully, even your smallest actions gain meaning. The book you read, the skill you practice, the conversation you have all become steps in a purposeful dance. Without a plan, days can blur together. Time passes quietly, and the music fades before we fully engage with it. But when you design your life with awareness, something powerful happens. Your actions begin to align with your values. Your efforts begin to support your vision. Your movement begins to feel guided rather than random. The stage of your life becomes clearer. So take time to choreograph your path. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Imagine the direction you want your life to move. Create goals that inspire growth and purpose. Then begin taking the first steps. They do not have to be perfect. They only need to move you forward. Because when intention meets action, the dance of your life gains momentum. Each step builds upon the last, and gradually the routine becomes smoother, stronger, and more expressive. And one day, when you look back at the journey, you will see something beautiful. What once felt like scattered movements has become a graceful dance, guided by the plans you created and brought to life through the steps you chose to take. Chapter 8: Feedback and Refinement. Every musician, dancer, and performer knows an important truth. The first version is rarely the final masterpiece. After the music is written and the choreography is learned, the process of refinement begins. The performer listens closely. They adjust their timing. They smooth rough transitions. They strengthen weak moments and highlight the parts that shine. This process is called feedback. In life, feedback plays the same role. It is the mirror that helps you see what is working and what can grow stronger. Without it, progress slows. We may continue repeating the same patterns without realizing how small adjustments could transform the entire performance. Feedback can come from many places. Sometimes it arrives through the words of a mentor or teacher who offers guidance. Sometimes it appears through the honest perspective of a friend or a colleague. Other times it comes quietly through your own reflection when you pause and look thoughtfully at your actions and outcomes. Not all feedback will feel comfortable. Hearing that something needs improvement can challenge your confidence or stir your emotions. But growth rarely happens inside perfect comfort. Just as a musician improves by noticing where the melody slips, you grow by recognizing where adjustments are needed. Feedback is not criticism of who you are. It is information that helps you refine what you are creating. Think of a sculptor shaping a statue. The artist does not expect the stone to reveal its final form in a single strike. Instead, they chip away gradually, refining the details until the shape becomes clear and expressive. Your life evolves in the same way. Each experience offers insight. Each mistake reveals something valuable. Each success shows you what strengths to build upon. The key is learning how to listen. Listen without defensiveness. Listen with curiosity. Listen with the understanding that every piece of feedback carries an opportunity to learn. At the same time, wisdom is important. Not every opinion needs to guide your direction. Some voices will misunderstand your vision or speak from their own fears and limitations. Part of your growth is learning to distinguish helpful insight from noise. The feedback that truly supports your growth will challenge you while also encouraging your potential. It will point you toward improvement without diminishing your worth. When you welcome this kind of reflection, your life becomes a continuous process of refinement. Your habits grow stronger. Your decisions become wiser. Your character deepens. Gradually, the performance of your life becomes more aligned with the music you wish to create. Remember, mastery is not a single moment of perfection. It is an ongoing process of learning, adjusting, and improving. Every performance teaches something new. Every step forward reveals another level of understanding. So allow feedback to become your teacher rather than your enemy. Reflect on what you learn. Adjust your rhythm. Strengthen your melody, because each time you refine your approach, you move closer to the most authentic expression of your life's song. And with patience and awareness, the music you create becomes clearer, stronger, and more beautiful with every passing movement. Chapter 9: Performance and Expression. There comes a moment in every musician's journey when practice becomes performance. The scales have been learned, the rhythm is steady, the choreography rehearsed. Now it is time to step into the spotlight and let the world hear your music. In life, this is your moment to express yourself fully. Performance is not about perfection. It is not about avoiding mistakes or impressing others. It is about showing the world the unique melody that only you can create. Your experiences, your perspective, your values, they all come together in a song that no one else can sing. To perform is to trust yourself. Trust the practice, the preparation, the lessons learned from repetition and reflection. Trust that the rhythm you have cultivated is strong enough to carry you through uncertainty. Expression flows naturally when you align with your inner music. Your gestures, words, actions, and presence all become instruments in the performance of your life. Each choice, each conversation, each act of creativity adds a note to the symphony only you can compose. Fear often arises before performance. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear that the music isn't good enough. But the truth is this: the world does not respond to perfection. It responds to authenticity. When you step forward with honesty and openness, your presence resonates. People feel the courage behind your steps. They sense the alignment between your intentions and your actions. That resonance is far more powerful than flawless execution. Confidence grows naturally from doing the work, from practicing the scales, from learning to improvise, from refining through feedback. Confidence is not a mask, it is the quiet assurance that your melody matters. And remember, performance is a cycle. After each expression, there is reflection, adjustment, and new growth. Every performance teaches you something about yourself, your rhythm, and your place in the world. So step into the spotlight of your life. Share your ideas. Speak your truth. Move with your own rhythm. Dance with your own steps. Your song is ready. Your stage is set. The world is waiting not for perfection, but for your authentic expression. Because when you perform fully, you do more than move through life. You inspire others to hear their own music, to step into their own spotlight, and to dance their unique dance alongside yours. Chapter 10: Masterpiece. Every song, every dance, every work of art begins with a single note, a single step, a single intention. At first, the melody may feel simple. The rhythm may feel uncertain. The steps may feel awkward. You may wonder if it will ever come together into something meaningful. And yet, every great masterpiece began in exactly this way. A life fully lived is a masterpiece, not because it is flawless, but because it is fully expressed. It integrates all the elements you have cultivated along the way: intention, discipline, creativity, presence, and courage. Each note, each step, each pause contributes to a symphony that is uniquely yours. Your experiences are the instruments. Your lessons, mistakes, and triumphs are the harmonies. Your choices, values, and intentions are the melody that threads everything together. Even the challenges, the dissonant moments, and the pauses between action are part of the composition that give depth, contrast, and meaning to the song of your life. A masterpiece is not made in a single moment. It is created slowly, deliberately, day by day, through repetition, reflection, and refinement. It emerges from showing up, even when the rhythm is uncertain, even when the notes are difficult to find. Every small act of courage, patience, and presence adds another layer of beauty. And here is the profound truth: no one else can create this masterpiece for you. Only you can write this song. Only you can dance these steps. Only you can bring your life fully into expression. The combination of your thoughts, your heart, and your actions is entirely unique. There is no replacement, no duplicate, no better version. Just you, unfolding one note, one beat, one step at a time. So as you reflect on your life, see it as a composition in progress. Celebrate the moments you have already shaped. Honor the challenges that have tested your rhythm. Welcome the opportunities ahead as new movements in the symphony. And remember, every note matters, every pause matters, every choice matters. Your life is music, your life is dance, and when you bring your full awareness, your courage, and your creativity to each moment, you create a masterpiece that could only be yours, unique, beautiful, and alive. Conclusion: the music continues. Your life is a song that has been playing all along, even in the moments when you couldn't hear it clearly. Every note, every pause, every unexpected turn has contributed to the melody only you can create. Now, with awareness, practice, and courage, you are learning to play more intentionally, more fully, and more beautifully than ever before. Remember, the music is never finished. There is no final performance where everything is perfect and the applause is complete. Life is composed in real time, note by note, step by step. Each day offers a chance to listen more deeply, to choose the notes you add, and to dance more freely in the rhythm of your own making. The lessons you've explored: finding your theme, learning the scales, practicing with persistence, studying the masters, improvising, collaborating, pacing yourself, planning, reflecting, and expressing are all part of the tools that help you shape your music. Use them, return to them, and let them guide you without confining you. The beauty of life is in your ability to blend discipline with freedom, preparation with creativity, intention with spontaneity. And while your song is yours alone, it resonates with others. The way you live, the choices you make, the courage you show, these are the notes that echo beyond yourself, inspiring the people around you. Harmony is created not by perfection, but by connection, empathy, and shared expression. Your music is part of a larger symphony, one that grows richer every time someone adds their voice to yours. So continue composing, continue dancing, continue exploring the melodies and rhythms that call to your heart. Step forward with curiosity and confidence, knowing that every note matters. There will be dissonance, pauses, surprises, but these are not mistakes. They are part of the richness, depth, and beauty of the composition. In the end, the most extraordinary truth is this: your life is music, and you are both the composer and the performer. There is no rush, no finish line, and only the unfolding symphony of your own creation. Listen closely, play boldly, dance fully, and let your unique song continue to rise.